So I believe that infrastructure, a lot of focus is already there from the government side. They have already strengthened a lot of infrastructures, and especially a lot of development has happened in the last 4 or 5 years in especially the renewable focus areas like Rajasthan and maybe probably Gujarat. But the kind of the development and the kind of progress we have achieved, I don't think we should keep more focus on the infrastructure, because we need to optimize the resource. Resource is already developed, and some kind of the stability needs to be improved, but we need to really think about the optimization. A lot of challenges is happening in terms of the optimization. Sometimes if you embed the battery storage system in the renewable, the off-takers may not be readily available, because everybody is enjoying the power at 2 rupees or 2.5 rupees. Why the off-takers, or why the user will pay for 4-5 rupees? So that's some kind of enforcement from the government has to be there, that these are the tariffs we need to buy with some kind of innovative solution. We need to pay for that. Of course, ultimately also we see when we embed this kind of technology, the tariff will go high. But on the contrary, we should ensure the tariff should not be more than the past experience, past tariff, like thermal tariff and others. Okay, thank you. Before actually this particular aspect cannot end unless we hear from Mr. Jain. But Mr. Jain, I will keep you waited for a few minutes, and I would like to go to Mr. Adarsh. How you look at this? See, why I ask this question, I will just repeat in bullet points. That one is infrastructure is already ready. The DISCOM need not go into another PPA. They are already having PPA with those fossil fuel plants. They can mitigate their RPO on that. So it is within a capsule they are getting the solution, and the infrastructure, as Mr. Rishi has mentioned, it will be optimized. Of course, with storage also it will be optimized, but this also. So what is your point before I go to Mr. Jain? Okay, so it's like you said earlier, it's a very large problem or large issue with a lot of parts and moving parts and dimensions, right? But I'll take a crack at it. If you take a step back, right, what is happening right now is an energy transition. It's not happening just in India, but also globally, where the entire large fleets of thermal plants are going to get replaced over the next 20, 30, 40 years. It's debatable as to what time it will take. It will get replaced with a combination of variable and firm renewable power, and a lot of it is going to be solar, right? Now, whether transportation gets replaced with largely with hydrogen or more stationary storage, with interim solution being storage being used to store thermal power, as Ritu was mentioning. Whether that happens, so how exactly it gets solved will be a function of geography and time, right? We are all traversing certain cost curves over a period of time, and it's going to be very, very local or regional solutions, right? In India, we are in a particular market context where historically, about 50% of energy consumption in India is by commercial and industrial clients, and the remaining 50% is by agricultural and residential clients, customers, right? The historical trend has been of cross subsidization and subsidization, right? So as long as those two things are required for distribution companies to make their returns, their regulated returns, mind you, right? So as long as these two are required for them to make their returns, they will try to benefit off of energy trading and use that benefit from energy trading to balance their books and to make a somewhat of a reasonable profit, right? And also in the context that a lot of these less than 20 years ago or 15 years ago, where state electricity boards and now they are supposed to learn in the matter of a few years how to operate as companies. So in that overall context, I think one thing that has to be clearly established through the Electricity Act, I don't know that there is another way to clarify this, but through the Electricity Act, the distribution companies have to fundamentally excel at and be fairly compensated for what it is they do, their fundamental function, which is managing customer relationships and managing distribution. Right, the transmission part is ready. Like a couple of people pointed out, the transmission part is ready. It's the distribution part which is the problem. Subbu also said, or one of the other speakers said that the elephant in the room is the distribution company. Right. So that is the part which needs to be figured out. Yes, it's a concurrent subject issue, and to a great extent, it has to be done through an update to the Electricity Act. I don't see a way around it. I think what he has touched is the core subject. And if I'm not wrong, the current farmers' agitation, Electricity Act or the draft Electricity Act is also one of the major subjects under the discussion. And that proposal which came from government was mention of this. So I'm not getting into that part as far as farmers' agitation with respect to the Electricity Act is concerned. But sir, now you are at that place. Now suppose for some reason the Act which is of 2003 due from 2013 and we are still not anywhere near, and with all these issues it might get postponed. What are the things which are at the government corridor, at your level, at SECI or this? How you are looking at this, that how we can achieve and how we can optimize, that is what Mr. Mishra has mentioned. Do you think some discussion, if not happening, is it better to initiate and get it implemented? Over to you, Mr. Jain. When we are discussing about 2022 and gap between 2022 and December today, whereas when we hear the speeches of our ministers and prime ministers, they are talking about 2030 and 2050 also. So they are simply, especially when the target was revised from to the previous the first phase of JNNSM, it was only 20 megawatts, 20 gigawatts, right? And government revised it 5 times, 100 gigawatts. So when we look at the ministry's planning, they have put the maximum onus on the shoulders of DISCOMs themselves. They are thinking that the biggest consumers are going to be residential segment, and with that intent, they have brought out this scheme and given the maximum responsibility to the DISCOMs. Whereas DISCOMs, but I don't think, I see the lack of coordination between all these things. Government has set the target, but if you see the first document of JNNSM, it was declared in 2010, it was not mindlessly deploying the large-scale multi-megawatt capacities all across the country. They brought up the document, very nicely, and they brought with an integrated approach, means emphasis on manufacturing, emphasis on capacity building, emphasis on R&D, emphasis on developing centers, so-called centers of excellence, skill set. So many things were there. But as time passed, we see a lack of coordination between all these things. And to make the matters worse, this distribution is again state subject. So every DISCOM is having its own policies and procedures. Every state is having its own policies. Every DISCOM is having its own procedures. So there is no coordination between these things. And when we were coming with nationwide tenders, we were also having so many difficulties during implementation of these projects. So that thing was the main cause that we could not, I would also disagree that transmission infrastructure is in place. There are still a lot of projects going on to meet the requirement of transmission, where when we are talking about interstate transmission, and there are so many, one state is flooded with multi-megawatts, and the others are requesting electricity, and there are issues of what we call TOD. Issues are there, and interstate, and there are we are installing plants in Rajasthan for utilized in states like Odisha or eastern states. So transmission infrastructure is also now they are
થઈ ગયું પેલું 6 કિલોવોટ હજુ કેમનું ભાવ કાલે 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 એવું છે બરોબર બરોબર બીજા મોટા પ્રોજેક્ટ લાવો પ્રાઇસ મોકલેલી તો છે ફેબ્રિકેશન બધો ભાવ આલેલો તો છે હોય યાર બધો ભાવ સેટ કરેલો છે શું કહો છો કહો કેટલામાં કે છે 2.97 એમ 90 ની આસપાસ એમ ને બરોબર થઈ જાય ને હા તો કર દો જેટલી ફાઇલ હોય એટલી લાવો બરોબર અલા વારી થઈ જાય ના થઈ જાય એવું નથી પણ આ તો શું છે બલ્કમાં પડ્યા હોય ને આપણી પાસે હવે માની લો કે તમારા જોડે અત્યારે હું શું કેમ માંગુ કે માઇક્રોટેક માંગુ તો તમારા જો લ્યુમિનસ સ્ટોકમાં પડ્યા હોય પાછું પેલા 5 પીસ માટે તમારા આશીષભાઈને અલગથી માઇક્રોટેક કરવું પડે સમજ્યા એટલા માટે અને ક્વોલિટી જોરદાર છે એકેયમાં કમ્પ્લેન નહીં આવતી સમજો બરાબર હા અને વારી કરતા આપણું જનરેશન એના કરતા 10% આગળ છે અરે પેનલ વારી જ આલવાની બરોબર ને ઇન્વર્ટર બી વારીનું સેટ થાય તો કરાવી દઈશ પણ આ સ્ટોકમાં મારી પાસે રેડીમાં જેટલા હોય ને અત્યારે મારી પાસે 200 પીસ પડ્યા છે હા કે સોલર હા એટલે તમને કહું છું કે જે સ્ટોકમાં હોય ને એને પેલા પ્રિફર કરીએ તો શું ગમે તારે બગડે ને બીજા કોઈને અત્યારે વારી સર્વિસ નહીં હાલતો ખબર છે તમને હા તમે પૂછી જો માર્કેટમાં શું કન્ડિશન છે અમદાવાદમાં અત્યારે વારીના એટલા બધા કમ્પ્લેન છે કશું સર્વિસ કોઈ જતું જ નહીં એટલે આવું છે બધું સોલ્યુશન એટલે તેમ છતાં બી આપણે તમને શ્યોરિટી આપીએ કે ભાઈ વારી મારે જો કોઈ ફેર પડતો નહીં ભાવમાં બધું હરખું જ ભાવ આવે છે અત્યારે 3 કિલોવોટ બધાના 16,000 રૂપિયા ચાલે છે સોફાર માગશો ને તોય 16,000 ગ્રોવોટ માગશો ને તોય 16 અને વારી માગશો ને તોય 16,000 ચાલે 16,000 જીએસટી અલગ બધામાં 8 વર્ષ 10 વર્ષ છે કશું 15 વર્ષ સુધી ઇન્વર્ટર ને નહીં થવાનું સમજ્યા હા કોઈ પણ ઇન્વર્ટર નાખો તમે આ એપીએસ જેવું એપીએસ ચાલે છે છેલ્લી કક્ષાનો માલ છેલ્લી ક્વોલિટી અમે એ ઓસ્ટ્રેલિયન બધું ચાઇના થી ઇમ્પોર્ટ કરીને સિક્કા મારે હા કશું એનું કોઈ ઓસ્ટ્રેલિયાનું કોઈ પ્રોડક્ટ નહીં આવતી ટોટલી ચાઇના પ્રોડક્ટ મારે છે અને બધા ત્યાંનું ફેબ્રિકેટરો ને ઓવે ફેબ્રિકેટરો આપણા અહીંના જ છે રખિયાલના ના મટીરિયલ આપડી ત્યાં જીઆઈડીસી છે ને ફેક્ટરી આપડી જીઆઈડીસી હા જતીનભાઈ વાળું રાખ્યું ને હા કારનું રાખ્યું યાર જ્યારનું ચાલુ કર્યું ને ત્યારનું રાખ્યું છે હા એટલે એમાં જ બધું મટીરિયલ સ્ટોક હોય પેનલ ઇન્વર્ટર આમાં પાઇપો વાઇપો બધું સેટ થઈ જશે અને બરોડાની ઓલરેડી 3-4 ફાઇલો તો આવી ગઈ આપણી જોડે છાણીની બધાની બરાબર એટલે મોટા પાયે ચાલુ કરો બરોડામાં હોય હા મને તો શું વાંધો છે ભાઈ મને તો જુઓ તમને કહું ફેબ્રિકેશન મોકલો ને તો એક દાડામાં 2-3 સાઈડ પૂરી કરી નાખે સમજ્યા હા મને તો કોઈ વાંધો નહીં એક દાડામાં 2-3 સાઈડ માર તો ફેબ્રિકેશન ની પૂરી થઈ જાય આપણે તો કશું વાંધો નહીં આ લોકો શું કરે ખબર છે તમને કે પેલા ફેબ્રિકેશન કરાવી દે પછી પેનલ મોકલે પછી પાછા ઇન્વર્ટર મોકલે પછી પાછા વાયરિંગ મોકલે એવું એટલે વાંધો નહીં કરી દઈશું સેટિંગ અને અત્યારે તમને મોટા પાયે રજીસ્ટ્રેશન મળશે બરોડામાં બી ઘણા મોટા પ્લાન્ટ મળશે બરોબર એટલે સેટ કરો હા પટેલ ઇલેક્ટ્રોનિક્સ નામની કંપની ચાલુ કરેલી છે ને તારે આજની થોડી કરેલી છે તો પછી હા જોઈ લો બરાબર ઓનલાઈન બરોબર હા યાર આ તો પેલાને વિશ્વાસ નતો કે ભાઈ બરોડામાં આ ભાઈ કરિયાલ છે એમ, તો ફોન કર્યો તમને, સમજ્યા? એટલે પછી ના કે આ તો ઇન્વર્ટર વર્ષોથી અમે હમણાં જ વાપરીએ છીએ. મેં કીધું એનથી વધારે ઓળખાણ જોઈતી હોય તો કે મયુરભાઈ ને. સાવલીની 7 ફાઇલો છે આપણી જોડે. સ્પેશિયલ નહીં, માર્કેટિંગ કરવા માણસો હાથે ગયેલા, આખી ટીમ. અત્યારે શું માર્કેટિંગ કરીએ છે, બાલાસિનોર, સાવલી, લુણાવાડા, આ બાજુ કપડવંજ, મહેમદાવાદ, પછી કઠલાલ, નડિયાદ, આણંદ, બોરસદ, પેટલાદ, બધે માર્કેટિંગ ચાલે છે. હે માર્કેટિંગ ગાડી લઈને જવાનું, બધાને છોકરાઓ 4 છોકરાઓ લઈને જવાનું, બધાને પેમ્પલેટ ને બધું આલ દેવાનું. અને કોઈ ક્લાયન્ટ આવ્યો હોય તો ફોન કરે પેલા છોકરાઓ, ભાઈ આ ભાઈને મળો, એટલે પછી હું એને સમજણ પાડી દઉં, જેને ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ હોય એને. એટલે માર્કેટિંગ થઈ જાય એટલે એમાંથી એક ગામમાંથી આપણે 50 કિલોનું કામ મળી જાય એટલે બહુ થઈ ગયું, સમજ્યા? પછી બીજું કામ પકડવાનું, બરોબર? એટલે મોટા પાયે ચાલુ કરો. અને એક જણાને મોટર ચાલુ કરવાની હતી, એમાં પાવર એની જોડે છે સિંગલ ફેઝ, પણ એને 1.5 ટનના 2 કોમ્પ્રેસર રોટરી અને નાની મોટરો 3, એ એને મશીન લાવ્યો છે પેલું સોડાનું, એ ચલાવવાનું હતું. અને એમાં એવું હતું કે 5-10 મિનિટ કે 20 મિનિટ સુધી લાઇટ એની વચ્ચે જતું રહે ને તો બધું સેટિંગ બગડી જાય છે મશીનનું. તો આપણે એને ઇન્વર્ટર પર, મેં એને કીધું 7.5 નું ઇન્વર્ટર જોઈશે ભાઈ, બરોબર? 7.5 ઇન્વર્ટર પર એટલું થઈ જાય ને ચાલુ, બરોબર? એટલે મેં એને કીધું 10 બેટરી નું આવશે 7.5 નું, બરોબર? બરોબર. એટલે પછી કે એટલે હું તમને કહી દઉં, એ પાર્ટી સાવલીની છે, બરોબર? હવે વાત કરી છે અને સમજણ પાડી છે બધી. મેં કહું ભાઈ તારે કમ્પ્લીટ થઈ જશે. એને શું છે કે લાઈટ જેવી જાય છે ને, એગ્રીકલ્ચર કનેક્શન માંથી સોલર એને આલેલું છે, એટલે લાઈટ જતી રહેશે ઘડીએ ઘડીએ. એટલે મેં એને કીધું કે ભાઈ મેં કહું સોલર તને આલ દઈશ અને ઇન્વર્ટર તને આલ દઈશ, એટલે સોલર થી ચાર્જ થશે અને ઇન્વર્ટર પર ચાલુ થશે. પાછું જો સોલર ખૂટી જાય તો સીધું મેઇન પર ચાર્જિંગ લઈ લે, બરોબર? એટલે સેટ કરીએ, હા ને? ઓકે, હા. અને વોટર હીટર જોજો પાછા.
Offline, sorry, we just literally 1 minute before you asked me, it's going to be resumed connection. Was my mistake. I kept the voice low. Please go ahead right from the beginning. Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is the lockdown forced work from home, right? And initially even businesses were shut, factories were shut. So the first month or so, a lot of our capacity was actually switched off or working at very, very low percentages. Even places where we had net metering. In some cases, the DISCOM sent notice that do not feed anything into the grid. It is destabilizing the grid. Okay, I'll not go into that. I'll take it at merit. There was a lot of problem that happened. But then, as essential services kept going and then production facilities started to work. So, a lot of the FMCG production came back on, a lot of the industrial and commercial clients, at least their factory sites came back on. And offices did not always resume. So the corporate offices for a lot of the large MNCs were shut down, whereas their factories were working. Now, when factories are working, then people are working, right? The people who congregate to work at an office now have to work remotely, but work goes on. Look at the way we are all meeting today. Some of us are offline, some of us are sitting in a room. And I know we've had some technical glitches, but overall we managed to have a certain high quality discussion in this forum. So lack of physical being in the same room and physically being in office being an immense constraint, that no longer holds up. If I look at the tech savvy companies like Google, and I have friends who work in some of these tech companies who have for the last 2-3 years had full-time jobs, but it's entirely work from home, especially those who work in the back end and are servicing clients in international markets. This concept will not work, because taking a corporate space, offices, all of that has a cost to it. So do I see work from home for a larger part of the population, for the working population? than what it is today. I'm not saying that most of the people who work in offices will start working from home, but definitely more people than when 2020 started. If I look at it 2022, there will be definitely far more people who used to work in corporate offices who will be not regularly coming into office and who will be working from home. Overall, there will be an impact, therefore, in the amount of commercial buildings
તમે
that
એલઈડી
we
નું કરો
have.
છો તો જોડે જોડે
I
સોલાર નું
see
બી
that
ચાલુ
as a
કરો
reality.
આપણું.
How that will impact rooftop solar?
શું કહો છો?
Not very much, because in the CNI
ના ના, તમારું ઓનલાઈન પ્રોફાઇલ ચેક કરી હતી ને આપણે ફેસબુક માં.
business comes from industrial,
એટલે
and industrial cannot be done at home. If I am manufacturing bread, soap, whatever, different.
ના ના, એટલે બધું કામ એજન્સી જ કરશે, તમારે કશું કરવાનું નહીં, સમજ્યા?
That setup, and there is going to be a supporting administrative setup that is always
આપણી પોતાનું એજન્સી છે ગવર્મેન્ટ.
In any case, when we look at commercial buildings,
હા હા, એટલે તમને કહું છું કે તમને કોઈ તકલીફ નહીં પડે, એજન્સી જોડે કોઈ તકલીફ નહીં પડે એમ. સીધે સીધો ઓર્ડર લાઈન તમારે પાસ ઓન જ કરવાનો આપણી પાસે. હા, આપણું કોમર્શિયલ સોલાર, ઈપીસી સોલાર ફાર્મિંગ માં આપણું મોટું કામ છે.
large commercial buildings is never more than 10%. They're only getting 5 to 10% of their energy.
ચોક્કસ શું છે, તમારે એલઈડી જોડે જોડે જેટલા બી એલઈડી ના ક્લાયન્ટ છે ને એ બધા તમારા શું છે, તમને મળી રહે માર્કેટ, સમજ્યા?
More and more people, we may be going to office once in a week or 1 week in a month, and that we will all rotate.
એટલે જે
With all of that coming
બરોબર બરોબર. એટલે તમને શું છે કે તમારા જે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ લેવલના ક્લાયન્ટ છે ને એ સીધે સીધા આમાં ટ્રાન્સફર થઈ જાય, સમજ્યા? એટલે અને શું છે કે બીજું કે જે એલઈડી માં તમને માર્જિન મળે ને એના કરતા માર્જિન આમાં સારું મળશે, પ્લસ ક્લાયન્ટ ને બી સારો એવો બેનિફિટ થશે. અને આની અંદર મોટું ટર્નઓવર છે ને, ટર્નઓવર આનું મોટું થવાનું, કે એલઈડી નું જે કોસ્ટિંગ છે પ્લસ તમને બેનિફિટ જે છે એ એલઈડી કરતા આનું માર્જિન ઘણું મોટું મળશે અને ફ્યુચર બિઝનેસ છે તમારો, સમજ્યા? એટલે ક્વોલિટી વાઇઝ મટીરિયલ થી માંડીને બધું તમને હું બ્રીફ કરી દઈશ, અને તમને એવું નહીં કે મારો પ્રોપર ઠાસરામાં. હા, એટલે એ જ કહું છું ને કે તમે નજીકના છો એટલે મેં તમારી સ્ટેટસ જોયું અને તમે વર્કઆઉટ આમાં કરી શકો ને તો મોટું કામ તમને મળે એવું છે, સમજ્યા? બરોબર, તો પછી તમે જયારે ફ્રી હોય ત્યારે મને કોલ કરજો, બરોબર? એટલે શું આપણે બે ભેગા થઈને મોટું કામ મળી શકે. બોલો. થાય ને, ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ બી આપણી પાસે અવેલેબલ છે, સોલર ફાર્મિંગ બી આપણી પાસે અવેલેબલ છે, એના ઉપરના મેગાવોટના સ્કેલના બી પ્રોજેક્ટ આપણી પાસે અવેલેબલ છે, બરોબર? હા, ના 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 ના, સોલાર ના ટોટલ પમ્પિંગ થી માંડીને બધું જ આપણી પાસે અવેલેબલ રેડી સ્ટોકમાં. રૂફટોપ એકલું નહીં. હા, બધું સોલર ફાર્મિંગ વાળાને સબસિડી 60% છે, કોલ્ડ સ્ટોરેજ વાળાને 50% સબસિડી છે, બધાને સબસિડી અત્યારે બધા પાસે અવેલેબલ છે. હા, એટલે તમે કામ કરી શકો, બરોબર ને? શું તમારી પાસે ટીમ રેડી હોય એટલે તમારે બહુ માથાકૂટ નહીં, સમજ્યા? અને કામ તમે શું છે કે એ બાજુ કોમર્શિયલ લેવલના ક્લાયન્ટ તમારી પાસે જેટલા બી છે ને એ સીધે સીધા ટ્રાન્સફર થઈ જાય, એટલે શું તમારે નવો બિઝનેસ શોધવો ના પડે. કોમર્શિયલમાં શું છે કે અત્યારે જે સોલાર ફાર્મિંગ નું ચાલે છે એની અંદર સીધે સીધું સબસિડી 25% કેપિટલ સબસિડી એને મળે અને 60% ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં જો તમને કહું કોઈ બી જગ્યાએ આપણે સોલર ફાર્મિંગ લગાવો, આપણે ત્યાંથી લઈ અને ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી લેવલે પીપીએ થાય અને એની અંદર 25% સબસિડી અત્યારે અવેલેબલ છે અને 60% ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ સબસિડી. હા, એટલે ટોટલ 32% એ લોંગ ટર્મ મળશે તમને 10 વર્ષ સુધી, જેટલી વર્ષની લોન પાડી હોય એટલા વર્ષનું, અને બેંક લોન બી અવેલેબલ છે, બરોબર? એટલે ટ્રાય કરો. હા, ચોક્કસ ચોક્કસ. અને આપણું બેઝ ગુજરાત છે. બરાબર.
आपदा को अवसर में बनाए हैं.
बराबर.
I will look at this from a different point and sort of give a very infamous suggestion which when implemented most of our political leaders.
હા એટલે ટૂંકમાં જે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ લાઇટ ને રિપ્લેસ કરવાનું કામ છે તમારું, સમજ્યા? જે મોટા મોટા ચોક્કસ ચોક્કસ આ બાજુ કામ કરો, સાવલી બાજુ, તો હું તમને જણાવું, કેમ કે સાવલીમાં મોટી ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઓ છે. બરાબર, તો એનો ચોક્કસ ચોક્કસ અત્યારે તો પેલો પ્રાઇડ હાર્દિક પટેલ. ના ઠાસરા પ્રોપર. ના લેવા પટેલ. ચોક્કસ ચોક્કસ. હા ચોક્કસ ચોક્કસ, કોઈ સવાલ નહીં. હા ઓકે. હા
tomorrow night 12 o'clock onwards, residential tariff will be tripled within 1 year. If 1% of our urban households switch to solar, 1 kilowatt only, that's not more than it. We'll have 10 times more than installed capacity than the other. That means we'll have 40 gigawatt of stock if 1% urban households go to solar. So that is the underlying problem. And that can, given the political mileage, free electricity, I am in Delhi, 0 to 200 units, I think it's a roof. And I used to see for it, 3 computers, 1 room, 1 Microsoft Teams and all running. So when we don't when we don't get a chance to value the electricity that we are using at home, then we'll not understand the value of solar. On the other hand, this is a very good example. I always mention Germany, US, Australia, their solar proliferation started with distributed solar. Australia today, out of 12 gigawatts of installed capacity, 8 gigawatt is rooftop. 1 million households in Australia have rooftop. Same with Germany, same with US. So we did everything in a reverse way. We went in the same old conventional way with our non-conventional power by stacking them in centralized locations. While the main virtue of renewable energy is you can produce it where you're coming. So if you change that, then the change will happen. Otherwise, as the quorum is unanimously saying, there will be no impact whatsoever. All the standard defined. When you develop any project, a lot of hurdles is coming. I'm not saying basically they are not supporting. They are very supporting, but sometimes because of process, we are unnecessarily losing the time. Even when the plant is ready, we are not able to connect that. That is one part. In terms of if you really talk about it in terms of the customers, they should be ready to take the power because sometimes your STOA is signed or maybe MTOA is signed because of the transmission, because the instructor is not available, you are not able to sign LTOA or MTOA, you are going with STOA and keep on paying the charges on a regular basis. And in terms of the vendors, I still believe a lot of value chain needs to be developed because the kind of the project we are talking about in megawatt scale and gigawatt scale, if we keep on working with these kind of infrastructure with the labor intensive work, I don't think with these kind of pandemic situation or any kind of these kind of situation we will be able to address that. So I don't blame the vendors because it needs to be basically co-create the technology. We need to co-create the solutions along with the vendors, and then we can go for the future. Okay. To suppliers, yes, of course, to suppliers. But just one liner. The justification is not required because everybody knows why you are asking that. So please, 3. One from regulator, one from your client, and one from your service provider. Definitely from regulatory, all we are expecting from the policy point of view, like whatever policy is made, like it should be like the implementation should be in smooth manner so that we can't waste the time, because the renewable part is that there is no raw material is there. If we start our plant from day one, so that is the day we are generating the energy. So solar is every time is there, sun is there. So the time is the main thing for all these things. So the policy should be smooth. Okay, Mr. Somani, Just liners, one liner, three liners. Okay. Okay. Semcom. Civil policy means no variation basically after maybe we can see a policy for maybe 15 years, we can jump that and we can execute that. Second, from customer, our customer, if we are talking about is discount, timely payment, and from supplier, definitely new and innovative technology. Okay. Huawei India has already said, but from China point of view, do you have anything to add? China point of view. In the sense, yeah, what do you expect? Or you can say, what do you expect from India? Actually, yes. Actually, if I talk about the policymaker side, definitely we want a wireless and make it done. Oh yeah, definitely. So as a supplier side, we want to say that we want to make our production solutions work. We want to make it work in the sense it should be highly efficient. It should be benefiting to the customers, and it should bring the best of the technically art so that the solution and the plant will run reliable, in a reliable way. Yeah. That's what I'm making. Anything simple is the most complicated thing. So let us work on that. So please, similar to what the other speakers have said, from regulators, it is stability and timely implementation of various processes. In UP recently we saw, although UP was doing it for the first time, we saw simple drafts and all taking 8-9 months and all that, right? So just timeliness. Then from our customers, I'll repeat, basically timely payments, and from suppliers, it's an ongoing thing. From suppliers, it's a partnership type of relationship because the technology is always changing, and we have to keep working with suppliers to figure out what the best solution is to this year and the next year and the next year. So ongoing relationship. Okay, Watercraft. Okay. From regulatory side, what I can say, as Mr. Subramanian said, definitely we would be requiring more the subsidiary part for the rooftop side instead of development to ground mounted. And for developers, I can suggest yes, these are again our business partners for whom we are working. That's it. Okay. So Ritu, what do you want to say? From the regulatory side, my request would be policy certainty. I'm not going to give guidance on you should allow, not allow. Whatever you do, please be certain about it and do not keep changing and tweaking the policy every few weeks and months. And new policies or changes in policy should not be applied retrospectively and should not be applied on existing PPAs. From the supplier side, I think the amount of innovation coming in any case has been phenomenal over the last 4 or 5 years. I know we are always focused on modules, but I would even, for me, the game changer has been inverters, and especially the role that string inverters are now playing in utility scale projects. So I think I'm very, very happy with on the supplier side. I do wish domestically our Indian suppliers also start to achieve more and more such innovations and breakthroughs. And from the customer's perspective, I know others mentioned timely payments, which is always very good. From the point of acquiring new customers, I wish my customers would. It's a proven case. TNI solar works very well. Residential solar works very well. I wish the customers would plunge in and adopt solar. Abhay? From the regulation point of view, yes, long-term policies are very much required. And as I pointed earlier, from the inception to realization, it needs to be fast. From my suppliers, yes, as we say, suppliers and developers are partners, and then only the target can be achieved. So yes, first thing is the long-term relationship has to be there. Second thing is that yes, R&D, what they're doing, they should continue doing it because they have seen phenomenal changes in the cost in the past few years. So R&D to commercialization has to be fast, and from the customer, yes, obviously timely payment is very important. Subramanian, as I said, gravity is the full of weight. From regulators, you want clarity. From suppliers, you want quality. From customers, you want quantity. So that finally, at WCFI, will maintain sanity and get good. Sir, Mr. Jain. Sir, my view is that, as far as the regulatory is concerned, we also have plenty of regulators at state level and central level. So there must be one policy, like exercise. Policy stable, policy should be stable, long lasting, and sovereign. Right. But I would like to add something to it. They have to be oriented towards national goals. ऐसा नहीं कि हर आदमी अपनी खेती पका रहा है और अपने हिसाब से चल रहा है. No regional feeling should be there. One national feeling should be there, and they should be oriented towards the nation. And suppliers, yes, they have to maintain best engineering practices and products, and they must meet all the national and international standards. And customers, like everybody said, timely payment. Right. Okay. So now we are coming to the end, and then we will go to the question answer. But I'm now touching the most important, in my opinion, and that is, this world is facing tremendous wastage problem. So there is the electronic wastage, there is the solid wastage. So I call solar as an S waste from another 15 years from now in India. And if we learn from the others, those countries in Western, they have already crossed the life of all these solar plants. And today they are facing how to handle the solar waste, the S waste. So how everybody is looking into this, because if not today, tomorrow, after some years, if we are there, we are not there, our generation is going to face this wastage, and this wastage is going to be a tremendous problem. It is localized problem, it is a geographical problem. So how from now onward, even in the regulation, even in the tender, even in our practices, how are we going to address this? So should I go one by one? Just very pointed point, Mr. Mishra. Do you think this is going to be a problem, and how you want to address? Yeah. I think presently we may see that the big challenge, because now we are talking about over a period of maybe next 15 years. Definitely there may be, I personally think that there may be a different technique which can come to recycle this product. Ultimately, what is there? The maximum you can see, the steel, coppers and other things can be recycled. Only the challenge is about the silicon and the glasses module. Glass is also can be recycled. Only be effectively recycling so that the wastage can be minimized. I think with over a period of 10, 15 years, if the development definitely happen and if focus keep on increasing, definitely this problem will be over. There is a way to keep out from that. So definitely this time, okay. I will come to you, Louis. First, let us hear from others. So in sustainability, there is a thing called biomimicry, right? In biomimicry, the idea is that in nature there is zero waste, and so we should try and replicate that in human society. This is something which is happening in Europe in a big way, in US in a big way. In US, specifically in Europe, we already know that there is a 100% take back rule from the EU government, no less. In the US also, the manufacturers have all got together and the developers have all got together to form a partnership around recycling of solar panels. But the thing is, it requires a small amount of allocation as part of the developer's budget to make sure that 25 years down the line or 30 years down the line, the solar panels can be recycled. Like the gentleman said, the parts of the solar panels are the silicon, the plastics, the glass, and the aluminum fundamentally, right? And then there are the copper cables and everything. So a lot of it is easily recycled, some of it is not, but I am pretty sure that the process is involved. will evolve and they will be there when we need them in 5, 10, 15 years time. Right? Yes, sir. Actually, what Krishi sir told, the main components are basically actually recyclable. We need to work on the technology. And as we know that India has been a major scrap processor, so yes, going down the line, we can definitely find the opportunity in this sort of scrap processing. And last thing is that yes, we Indians have a thing that unless it is imposed upon, we don't follow it, right? So yes, it has to be taken care in the standards or regulation that this particular thing has to be taken care. Yes, I think it's a very, very important question. I don't think we should wait. We've already got close to 40 gigawatts of installed solar. I know we're early in the life cycle of it, but there are waste, there are breakages, there are damages, and right now nobody is taking care of them. The policies need to be in place immediately, and they need to be enforced, because when you start enforcing it today when the problem is small, the discipline will come in, so that by the time 10 years down the line, when things start to reach the end of their life cycle, there will be a set process and methodology which is already in adoption, and there will be several players available. The major issue will be the heavy metals and all that come out of it. I think plastics and glass and the plastic amount, but largely these are all glass, right? I think we should be able to minimize the ecological impact of these modules, but I really do not understand why we do not have a robust policy already in place, given that we have 100 plus gigawatts of ambition to install solar. This is something which should follow hand in hand with it. So I think it's a miss on our part to not have something like this already in existence. Okay, so yes, how you look at this? Yeah, I think this is a very serious question actually, which we should also start thinking of as of now. And it is also very important for us to understand. Yes, we are doing a renewable energy business, so we should be thinking about the recycling, the possibility of the renewable and recycling of the solution. So as from a supplier's point of view, I believe we should start investing more and more into the R&D, into the technology innovations to avoid in a life cycle of the plant how to mitigate and how to conform, how to make sure the renewable energy become a real renewable energy business. Any inputs you want to give from China on this subject? Yes, definitely, sir. From I think from China's point of view, we share this common view of this renewable energy, and China and India actually will become the major two contributor to reach the COP21, to reach the carbon commission in the next 10 to 20 years. So by 2030 or 2040, I believe we two countries will have to take the majority responsibility of the renewable energy business and to contribute to the world. So this is what I'm feeling. Yes, Mr. Subramanian. In line with the opinion of all the panelists, I'm very happy to say 1 year back, with the support of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, European Union in India and National Solar Energy Federation, we went on this task to develop a document which will provide a roadmap for PV waste management in India. Today, as we speak, India has 2.56 million tons of solar panels installed in India. Central Pollution Control Board under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is responsible for laying out guidelines for waste management. India, unfortunately, is the only Asian country which doesn't have a separate category under e-waste for PV modules and inverters, though we were very smart to have for batteries. So what 2 days from now, we are launching our report, and our report states that if from next year, mid next year, we start implementing extended producer responsibility. That is, the person who is introducing a module into the market is responsible for its management, and if he charges 1 paisa per watt, which ultimately the consumer pays, we will have enough money by the end of 2040 to tackle our first tranche of 45,000 MT of PV waste. Apart from that, we have also with NSCFI, under NSCFI umbrella, with the support of EU Commission, and there is a body called PV Cycle. We are trying to set up an independent body that will work with MOE, FCC and MNRE to one, suggest them the guidelines and come up with a draft under CPCB laws, and second, to act as an independent regulatory body, which is a body of like NSTFA is a membership body, that will also be a membership body of manufacturers who will be there to assist the government, to advise the government and take decisions. We, as an industry body, though 90% of my time goes in reactive policy advocacy, we do engage in proactive advocacy. We personally believe that India will be the largest PV waste market in India, surpassing China by 2075. If we don't start it today, and as Mr. Lu mentioned, work together with China and with Europe and with US, we are already too late. Yesterday was the right day, but the next best day is today or tomorrow. So we have to do it and ensure that before next financial year ends, and I'm giving a very highly optimistic overview that by April 2022, if we don't have a law in place and a body in place, it will be very, very difficult for us to deal with the waste that will come in 2040. Okay, thank you. Mr. Jain, I will definitely come to you, but I want to just say that how many of you have noticed this? Last week, Maharashtra has come out with its renewable policy for next 5 years. And in their policy, S-waste is their major point. And what they are going to do is under the with some kind of tie-up, some kind of this with NICE or similar kind, they are going to establish R&D center in Maharashtra. And with that R&D center, they are going to develop a process to handle this solar waste. So their plan is to develop R&D and all these things and actually develop the process over next 5 to 10 years. By that time, as he has said, we'll start getting our first lot of S-waste. So, Mr. Jain, would you like to now make this as one of the important requirement of the tenders? Because this 2 rupees is coming to 1.99, but by making this, it might go to 2 rupees 5 paisa, perhaps. Sir, in fact, whenever policies are in place, we don't have to put anything extra in tender. Because what we are doing for quality, we are simply mentioning the international and national standards which are applicable, and this aspect is already covered under the relevant policy. So that is the one thing. Regarding the wastage, I would like to highlight one more thing. India is the only country where you get money for your waste newspapers and where for empty beer bottles, right? Here we should not totally focus everything on scrapping the thing because I am using the module since last 35 years. So I think I'm the oldest person in this forum who has seen the 35 years, who has seen the solar module 35 years ago also. And I can tell you that still, as on that also that module works. So we should have an alternate market where we should develop these people at small scale that whatever reduced output solar modules who are in workable condition, they will be used for smaller application, rural application like running cities in rural areas and drawing water and for small application. So we should not totally focus 100% on making policies for scrapping them or recycling them.